Welcome. In this video, I want to bring your attention to one of the biggest ways that people are throwing away their time, their energy, and their well-being, and to help you to step out of this life-draining habit. So before I tell you what it is that I'm thinking of, I want you to contemplate what is something that you do or you watch other people do that resembles a dog chasing its tail, but not nearly as fun. I'm curious what comes to mind when I ask you that question. Wherever it is that your mind went, that's a good place to put your attention to because it brought your awareness to areas where you are leaking energy in your life. For this video, what I want to talk about are the areas of where you are arguing with reality. Now, how do you do this and when do you do this? It's any time when you are reflecting upon your past and that you think that something that happened should not have happened. Whether it was some world event, or it's something that somebody said or did, or it's the timing that something took place, any time where you think this should not have happened and you put energy into complaining about it and ruminating about it, that you think that things should have unfolded differently than how they did, then you are arguing with reality. While I am all for the necessity of having a good venting session, at some point it crosses over into complaining and ruminating. Eckhart Tolle said that complaining is the ego's way of tricking us into thinking that we're doing something about a problem, but we're not actually doing anything about it except for sitting in it and stewing in it. So rather than wasting your life away and attempting to time travel with your mind and change the past, accept what happened and work from there. Now, there are two key components that are needed in order to leave the past in the past. One is to be able to feel and consciously process your emotions that are arising instead of suppressing them. So that means not avoiding, distracting, numbing, to be able to sit and be present with your emotions. And the second component that's needed to be able to leave the past in the past is to find the lesson or lessons that you can learn from this situation. How can you grow? How has this circumstance helped you to evolve? So I'm going to pose some questions for you to contemplate to be able to uncover what those lessons might be for you. And as you reflect upon this, observe that you go into a mindset that is opening you up and helping you to expand. It's focused towards growth rather than one that is shutting you down and creating contraction inside of you. So for example, one of the questions is, what did you learn about yourself? Now, in this situation, if what you learned was, I can never do anything right, that is a perspective that is shutting you down. It's one that is contracting. Instead, you could shift the perspective and it can be that it's okay to make mistakes. There's one that is focused on growth and evolution, and it has an expansive feeling to it rather than a contracting one. Another example of what it is that I'm talking about, if you're contemplating the question, if you could do it over again, what would you do differently? And here, if your answer is, well, I'll never trust anybody ever again, that is a contracting perspective. Instead, you could see, well, I need to get more clear in my request and my boundaries and learn how to express things in a way that they can be more easily understood. That is a lesson that you can learn from this situation. It is one that takes you towards growth and it has an expansive feeling to it. So I hope you get the idea of what kind of perspectives are shutting down and which ones are opening up. And now for some of the questions. See if you can identify how you contributed to this situation. When you get in touch with those parts, those are the things that you can change. The lessons that you can learn so that you don't find yourself in that situation again, or how you could better navigate it in the future. Also look to see if you can identify which patterns in yourself are no longer serving you that contributed to this circumstance and that you're ready and wanting to let go of. Another direction that you can contemplate to be able to uncover the lessons is to identify how this experience has strengthened you. How have you grown from it? As you get in touch with these things, you're able to walk away with the lessons, you've processed and digested the emotions, and then the pain of the past is able to stay in the past, and you're able to move forward with an open perspective, feeling stronger inside of yourself, more connected and more centered. Another method that really helps me to see myself and identify all of the ways that I can grow and learn from a triggering situation is the Work of Byron Katie. It is something that consists of writing down your stressful and painful thoughts, and then you take them through a process of the 4 questions and the turnarounds. This is a fantastic way to be able to inquire within. And one part of this process is looking at the original circumstance or the original thought, the belief that is triggering for you, and seeing how is this a good thing. So for example, if I'm triggered by the idea that somebody's judging me, and I take it through the work, and then I look at how is it a good thing that she's judging me. Now when I drop into this, I can identify, well, it brings me back to myself and I get in touch with what I'm thinking about myself rather than focusing on what somebody else is thinking about me. So that's helpful. And another way of how I can identify that it's a good thing that she's judging me is that when somebody judges me and it hurts, it stings, it creates a reaction inside of me, it shows that there's some wounded part in myself that wants my attention, that needs my healing. If there wasn't a wounded part inside, then I wouldn't have had a reaction. So it's a good thing that she judged me because I was able to bring awareness to a part that needs more love and care inside of myself. In the work, we call this the Yahoo turnaround. If you would like to learn more about this powerful method, then click on the link below and it'll take you to my free online course where I take you through a thorough explanation of how to do the work. It's a fantastic way for overcoming limiting beliefs and stressful thoughts and leaving pains of the past in the past. Your life is determined by your mindset, and it's about finding the right perspective. So remember, arguing with reality drains your energy and it wastes your time. Instead of thinking that something shouldn't have happened, instead approach life from the mindset of accepting that it did happen and then work from there. What are you going to do now, and what can you learn from how things unfolded? Take time to process your emotions, to be with them, to feel them, to digest them, and see what you can learn from the situation that you went through. I hope that this was helpful and supports you in living more in the present moment and living with more peace. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so I can continue to support you in your path of personal development. And share this video with anybody who you feel could use some inspiration on living more in the present moment and not ruminating in the past. If you're feeling stuck on any circumstance in your life and you're not able to find the questions that pull out the lessons that you've learned, share in the comments below and I'm happy to coach you through the process with other questions that might help you to uncover how you can grow from this experience.